beautiful people. Happy Friday. What are we doing here on a Friday?
Happy Friday evening.
Ah,
Happy Friday evening, everyone. Oh my God, I'm stuck.
it's all right. It's all right. It's working its way out. It's working its way out. This is a special day because we're not usually here on a Friday. We're here on a Thursday. So this is a little different. This is a little different. I
Yeah,
love I love it. I love it because it's so funny because I think you're fine
yeah.
and then you're not for a second.
Okay.
That's
So
hilarious.
I'm freezing up and you're slow. You're kind of slow.
Ah, no, no, no. What had happened was welcome to the show, everyone.
Mhm.
7:58. So I'll probably say it again in a few more minutes. But better to have these things happen now than uh us 15 minutes into the show. But it looks like you're all caught up now. Hey, gorgeous.
Hi, how are you this week?
I'm good. It's been a very busy week. Like, so a month ago, we had to get our car battery replaced. I believe I mentioned something briefly about it in the episode after it happened. Anyways, $400 later, we had to get a new battery. Okay.
Okay.
Well, this past Monday, we go to get in the car and the car does not start. It's a dead battery again.
Oh wow.
So we had to have them come out. Luckily, there was a warranty on the battery. So we had them come out and they replaced the battery. The
Okay.
problem is we don't know what's draining the battery or if it was a dud battery. And the only variable in all this is I installed a dash cam. And
Oh,
so I believe it's draining power. I have it to where it's on the other plug-in so that way it only is powered when the car is on versus being in the center console where it constantly runs the power.
right.
So fingers crossed I've solved it because I have a lot of traveling coming up very soon
Yeah.
and the last thing I need to be stranded with a dead
Yeah.
battery
Oh yeah.
states away.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's the adult shit they don't prepare you for is oh, tires? No, those cost money. Batteries? Those cost money. And I'm like,
Exactly.
public transportation me now, please.
Yeah.
Can we can we can we get our high speed trains that can take us from Raleigh to Washington DC in an hour, please? And thank you. Can we
Yes.
work on this? Which I think it's probably a little bit longer than an hour and people are gonna try to come for me, but it'll be fine. It'll be perfectly fine. Ain't nothing but a thing. Ain't nothing but a thing.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So that happened. I'm preparing to fly next week, and I'm gonna be gone at one place the entire week, and I've had to prepare for that, and so it's just nice, because I really like doing this, so this was my my, I'm going out clubbing moment right now, and I get to do it with you, which makes my heart, so happy. So, so happy, and I got this really cool hoodie, so it's like an Eden blanket, it's all it's like a wizard's cloak, it has, a hood and everything. It's so it's so camp, and I love it so, so much. So, yeah. How was your week?
I had an awesome week. Awesome. Just everything's just good. Good for once.
For once, for once. We need to celebrate it when we get it, right?
Oh
Because
yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm a firm believer in that, and it's changed a lot. Because when I was younger, I used to, get really upset when bad things would happen, right? And it would just make me so mad. And that was I was a bit of a brat growing up at some parts in time, right? So
Right.
obviously me not getting what I want or things going my way is gonna piss me off.
Yeah.
But now it's more like okay, all right, things happen, that's cool. You just take it in stride.
Exactly.
Makes you appreciate the good times, when it's right, so much better.
Yeah.
So, so much better. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, It's 8:02. We did our bullshit. We did our little thing. Welcome everyone. If you just now joining us, hi, hello, how you
Hello,
doing?
everyone.
I know it's weird seeing us on a Friday. It is it's
Friday.
it's it is so weird. I really like your necklace. Like it looks like is it purple or like rose gold?
No, it's actually silver, but
It
I
is?
wanted to wear it up against my doing everything out of
Everything.
control sweater.
And it makes it I think because of the sweater and the light, it
Yeah,
looks silver, but it's silver, but it
it
looks
is
pink.
silver.
But it looks
You mean it looks
pink.
rose, like a rose color?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so cute.
Thank you.
See, accessorize.
Yes.
So, today's topic, and it's great to be talking about this on a Friday, is, exes.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so the topic of the story of this episode is great because we've all had bad exes. The thing is I've had a good ex, so it's like I am not completely tainted in the love pool. Like I've had my fair share of bad exes. Don't you worry about that. But I've had a good ex, and my husband's the same way. He's had we've had bad exes, but he has a good ex. I actually met his ex when we went up to New York the last time, and
Okay.
me and him had breakfast with his ex and his ex's husband because they were able to end it mutually. And I think that's where I wanna start the conversation, is why is it so hard for 2 adults to realize that this is not working and to communicate and be like, "We just need to end this," instead of becoming absolutely toxic and, like, ruining, like, people, like, and not just people, but themselves. I don't understand why it's so why you just don't be like, "Hey, this isn't working." And I know I'm guilty of it. We've all been there or we've put up with it, right? So, like, I know that it's now it's a bit different because I have my lifetime partner, right?
Right.
And I have a much better understanding of like what relationships are and like how they should be and what's healthy and what's not. But it's like I see people in relationships and I'm like, why? Why? It doesn't get better. It's not doing either one of you any good. All you're doing is delaying the inevitable, and the longer you delay it, the worse it's gonna be because you're gonna be, like, wasted time or an energy, or you can be like, "Oh, I was trapped, blah, blah, blah," and I'm like, "No."
Yeah, because you could have a delusional ex, or the other person maybe would be like, I'm not ready to be alone.
And
That could be
that to
it.
me that to me is wild because being alone or not being able to be comfortable being alone, absolutely crazy because I'm like, I don't
Mhm.
understand why why you can't you were alone before, so what did you do? Like you you have to learn to be comfortable with yourself because when you get into a relationship, you become part of something else and your part matters. Like knowing and growing in your part of
Yeah,
that's how relationships grow. That's how you like work from being like boyfriend, girlfriend, you know, courting, dating, whatever you want to call it, to like a full blown marriage. Is the growing aspect of it and being able to understand
and I
that,
guess it
okay,
all depends on how the relationship, how the
it it really does. It
I
all
guess
depends.
depends on how the 2 of you guys' relationships are.
And I think, like, for me, like, personally, the when you're with somebody and you know that they're not maturing or growing as fast as you are, you recognize that. You see that. And I've been on both sides of this fence where I'm like, I'm naive because I'm like, "Oh, I love them and they're gonna get their shit together," and because I'm growing, something's gonna happen and motivate them to grow, and I'm gonna be able to, like, encourage them to do it even though that's what you should have been doing the entire time. But it's also the other side is like, this person isn't gonna get any better. This person isn't going to make that change. Or they've been in enough stress tests or scenarios to know that they can do whatever and there's not gonna be any repercussions for it. They can, do their whatever their thing is for making their excuses for not growing and maturing. But the end of the day, it's if you put up with it, entertain it, that's on you. I don't Doesn't make sense to me. Like, you should know your worth. I love all these technical difficulties because I hear you. Like, I can tell when the sound is going and when it freezes and doesn't, and it's so good. Oh god. Oh, it's so
Well,
great.
this is supposed to be a
This is
serious
supposed
moment.
this is, and I tell you what, this is making it hilarious. You are getting some good freeze frames though, a lot better than when my face freezes. Usually I'm like half blinking, laughing or talking, and my mouth is wide open. I'm like, huh. And that's usually how my freeze frames are. So kudos to you. Kudos to you. And it's working in your favor. Oh, and this, I think also understanding like how your partner, your ex or whatever, how they handle situations where stress happens or something doesn't go that way is a really good indicator of how they're going to be or how they can mature and or how they take that feedback if you tell them, "Hey, this was weird how you handled this." Like this isn't how I would have handled it at all. Or you were a little out of line, you were a little brat about it, you were a bit immature. Brat's a very pointed word, so I won't use brat, but I'll use immature as the way to describe how people can act. And those red flags that you have to
Immature.
catch.
Oh, yeah. Definitely the red flags.
So with that being said, I had mm, I have a good ex. I talk to this ex every few months, just in passing on like Instagram or Facebook. One of us share something, there's some type of interaction, and it's cordial. If we saw each other's, even after like the immediate breakup, even if we saw each
Mhm.
other out in public, it was still kosher, right? Like there was no like, nobody was like mean or like
Oh,
nobody
okay.
felt any type of way or it was awkward seeing each other. Like it was none of that. However, my ex before my marriage, completely different story. Buckle up for this one because it's kind of wild. So I met this person. We started dating in 2015. 2015. Yeah, we started dating in 2015. Um, what had happened
Okay.
was we had met a few years earlier. Okay, in like 2011. Yeah, 2011, 2012, that area. Okay, and we met at a club in Charlotte. And they lived in Charleston and I lived in Greenville at the time, South Carolina, for those that are wondering. Both locations. And
Okay.
so um we tried to make the long distance thing work. It just didn't. And then we started dating other people. Well, he got into a long-term relationship. I was just speed
Uh,
dating because I was like, none of these people are doing it for me. And this is not like I don't wanna. Like I just didn't wanna. There was some cool people and they make great friends, but there just wasn't that, thing, that it factor. Sex was great, but that was as far as it went. And so we reconnected. I forget how we reconnected. Was it like social? I'm pretty sure it was like Instagram or Facebook. We got like friend suggestion and we had mutual friends because I knew people who lived in Charleston. And so we had mutual friends. And so we
Uh-huh.
reconnected. He had his partner that he'd been with for a few years, and he was like, my relationship's basically over. And we know you know exactly what's about to happen. My relationship's basically over, and I'm looking to end it, and like I still have these feelings for you, and blah 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 blah. And me being me, I'm like, oh, this is the universe, the stars. This is how this works, right? I'm going to get places,
Uh-huh.
and we he broke up with his person, stayed in Charleston for a couple more months after
Right.
that. By 2016, I had a much more stable and structured job, so I got to go down to Charleston
Mhm.
every other, so like once a month, and then we would meet in
Okay.
Columbia in the middle the other time. So we saw each other twice a month until he moved to Greenville, South Carolina. Now everything was all
Okay.
fine and dandy because we played video games together. We enjoyed each other's time. It was fun until we moved in together, and it we got to really know each other, and that's when things went crazy. Absolutely bonkers. I This is why I don't care who you are. I don't care what people may think. You live with the people you want to marry, okay? You want to get to know somebody? Oh no, she went offline. Hey, now she's back.
Yes.
Chelsea, you went offline, now
Yes.
she's back. That was
Hopefully we
so
can stop
good.
freezing.
Yay!
Let
Okay,
the
it seems to be
cold
a lot
stay
better.
outside.
Okay,
Not
like
in
let it
here.
we're warm. You see, this is we here to be
Yeah.
warm. We don't need this freezing shit. Oh my god, I
Yeah.
love you so much. That was such a good joke. Yay! It does look like we have you back. Oh my god, I can't wait to hear all the things you have to say. But and this is the last thing I'm gonna say before I let you pick it up. But it's like you really want to get to know somebody, you live with them,
Oh God, yeah.
and I firmly believe a lot of people would not be married if they had lived with the person that they're married to. Mhm. No,
Mm.
she's like
Well, I lived with my I lived with my husband before we got married. But I guess stuff after we got married, it was we were kind of things started to change, but not too much.
mhm.
Um, but as far as my crazy ex, I've hmm, the craziest one that I can remember and think of. I actually met him at we were working at the same job. However, he was working in a different department. He was a supervisor in a different department. And so in my department, I was able to, hey, Daquan.
Hey, Daquan.
Yeah, so we met and we talked, and he was very nice. He was an older guy, and I started dating him back in probably like my mid-20s. He was about
Mhm.
35, 37, something like that. But anyway, everything was fine. I mean, it was wonderful. I was so much attention that I was getting from him. The only problem was when other men would approach, come by or discuss something work related. It always seemed to bother him. He would come by and be like, "Why was he here?" And I would just look at him like, "What?" Like,
Right? Red
mm,
flag.
so instead of me taking care of and handling that red, because that was a red flag, so I ignored it. Because this man again, he was treating me like a queen. I mean, it wasn't nothing that anything that I wanted, I got. But at the same time, there was little red flags popping up, but I was ignoring them. And the worst thing that I could have ever done was at the time, I was working in Morrisville and I was looking for some apartments there, but they were very expensive. And so he was like, "Well, you know what? I just bought a house, and how about, we always together? How about you just come and move in with me?" And I was like, "No, I don't think I want to do that." He was like, "Think about it. You can save your money. Hey, you don't have to worry about buying anything. You could just save your money, look towards your apartment, blah blah blah." And so, of course, it sounded good. So, of course, I did. I moved in, but it was on a temporary basis. And once I got in there, he was like, "Oh, if you don't like the furniture, you just go down to the furniture store, pick out this, get that. You can do this, you can do that. You can decorate the house however you want to." I mean, it was just like, and
Okay,
so
sugar daddy.
every now and then when it was when we wanted to hang out with other people, it seemed to bother him. It was like he always wanted us to be together. But when it came to other people joining in, even my family, it would be an issue with him. But I think what broke the camel's back with him and I,
Mhm.
he took me out to a restaurant. And
Ooh.
we were sitting there, we were eating. So the waiter comes up and he says, "Ma'am, would you like some ketchup?" And before I could answer the waiter's question, "How dare you? How dare you? Who are you to talk to my woman like that? If she wanted ketchup, she could have asked me. How dare you? Get away from this table before you get fired." I'm like,
I
so,
don't know this man.
so I mean, at that time, you've already embarrassed me. So I had two choices. I could either get up and walk out like the lady that I am, or I'm going to jail and somebody's going to have to put some money on my books. So those were the two choices that I had at that time because I was so angry. Because I could see myself grabbing him by his neck, slamming his face in that plate, dragging him through that restaurant, throwing all types of plates, chairs, tables, all kinds of things. And I knew if that was the case, if I made that choice, I was going to jail.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
But I'm not about that life anymore. So I had to think, I've come too far and I've done a lot of things and overcome a lot of things. So I kindly got up, I walked out, and then he comes with the apologies, and that was always the case. It was always when we got in a disagreement, it was always an apology. And to this day, I can't stand freaking roses because every time we would get in an argument, he would always come home with a dozen roses. But
Such an
anyway,
old such an old and
so that
tired
was just
trope,
kind of,
flowers.
yeah. So needless to say, I don't have any. I mean, people have given me roses because they don't know the story behind the reason why I don't like roses, but I will accept them. But I don't like roses because of that. Um,
Public
but
service
yeah, that was
announcement, do not buy Jennifer roses, everybody.
no. You can have the roses.
It's like, "Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Give me my roses, please, and thank you." That sadly, like, that is always the case with someone that is older, with someone that wants to be somebody younger. Like, that is because it's
Hmm.
control. Like, it's all about
Yeah.
control. Like, I will give you all of these things, but you have to do what I want you to do. So, if I want you to be around all the time, you're gonna be around all the time. If I don't if I don't like something that you want to do, you're probably not gonna do it.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna, make a big fuss about it, and then we're gonna fight, and then I know how to make up to you because I know how to get at you. And it's because it's funny because when I was in my mid-20s, I dated a few menses in the 35 to 42 range. I had no shame in the game. Listen, got free dinner out of it. But those are things that I recognized and was like, I see the immaturity, and it's like, you're not doing this because you want to do it to make me happy. You're doing this to want to do it to keep me around. And those are different things. Like, that's not that's great when you wanna, have a little fun on the side and do a little sneaky link. But when it comes to, like, actually dating and, like, genuinely, like, enjoying each other's time, you can't you can't make it be about, like, I want to put them in a position to make them want to be here, not to have them around because I enjoy their company. Like, those are 2 different things.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a wonderful, wonderful person, but it was just too many red flags, and it had gotten to the point because prior to that, he hadn't hit the kitty yet, kitty kitty, and then
Meow,
after
meow.
he did hit the kitty, it got worse, and I was like, oh, yeah, it was time to go. It was
And
time to go.
that to me is like, I oh, why do people change after sex? Like, why what change in a bad way? I'm not saying, like, when good changes happen, right? I'm talking about, like, when people, like, get obsessed, or, like, when people, like, get awkward. And I know we're supposed to be talking about exes, and we'll come back to that circle in a moment, but you're not. If you're new here, this is what we do. So we just kind of do this a little bit. We get back on track. But it's like, sex is not something. It's 2025. It shouldn't be taboo. Everybody does it. And if you don't do it, we see you asexual people. We see you. Even if you don't do it, it's still pretty common for everyone else too. Most animals do it. It shouldn't be something that is so taboo because it creates these weird, awkward conversations and situations because people don't know how to give, like, the proper, like, I call it aftercare. You know what I mean? Like, the proper aftercare. Like, you're not supposed to just always smash and go. Like, you're supposed to, like, take a little time. You're doing all right. Here's some water. Here's me some water. You good? We have fun.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to take that time to do that. I just don't know. I just don't think a lot of people understand the nuances of that. And I blame 2 people. I blame 2 things. Most parents, because they don't wanna have that conversation with their child and explaining to them that it's what a healthy sexual activity looks like. B, people don't wanna be educated on it, or, like, people don't feel they need to understand how the education of it works and how nerve endings and things arrange, because it's like, you should want to understand that. So I feel that those are the 2 main reasons, because people that's why some people were friends. I didn't wanna make them exes, because had we dated, it been bad, and then I'd have been shit out of luck. And keeping it friends with benefits, and, we get to go to a movie every now and then and cuddle. Hey, I still get it, so it's all fine. But I firmly believe that a lot of people would benefit from some sexual education on, like, how to be better, not just at sex, but understand the nuances of it and what to do and what comes after. I I wonder how many people there was a survey done many, not many years ago, like 5 years ago, like, "Why did you leave your ex?" Top 2 reasons. We know the first reason is money. It's always money. When is it not money? Second reason was family. Odd. The third reason, which, no, not really odd, because there's some crazy in-laws, and I'm so grateful I do not have one of those, or, like, crazy families to deal with. I mean, they're crazy in their own way. They're probably watching. It's perfectly fine. They're crazy in their own way, but I love them dearly. And then the third reason was not happy with the sex, not happy with what was going on in the bedroom. And it's like, so did you attempt to have a conversation with your ex? Tell them what they were doing wrong? Because that's a two-way street. Because we just talked about how people are, taught not to talk about it or that they don't need to talk about it. And if it's like if you see something, say something, it'll feel better for both of you if you do. It really will. Not gonna lie. That's how it works. But I back to the exes point before we get too far off. So when me and my ex spent like our first few months living together, a lot of things started happening really quickly. We were very different in how we have our upkeep and how we keep our surroundings.
Mhm,
Okay. Very different because I'm a clean as you go, like when I cook type of person,
mhm,
like I'm very that, like I try to be good about putting at least 80% of the stuff that I get out away. Like I'm not gonna, I might leave a cup or like a bowl sitting on like my desk, but I'm not gonna leave like everything out that I've eaten all day or like let things pile up. I try really hard not to be like that. He
right.
was like that. And he also had a very like big jealous streak about him as well because I was working in a tech firm at the time. Shout out to IQ. Um, I I worked with a lot of dudes, and I was a gay man surrounded by a lot of straight dudes. So I was the butt, literally, of a lot of jokes. Like I was the token gay guy that they could get away with, and we would always have some type of like butt joke or dick joke or there's just some type of flamboyant, some type of gay glitter, kiki cackety clack 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 joke. He hated it when they would make those jokes because I would laugh, and he was like, "But you look too happy to be around these people." And I'm like, "What does that even mean?" "Oh, no." "Hey, you're back again." Oh, it breaks my heart every time you leave. It's like when I get really going, like, and I'm about to, like, deliver something, you're like,
Oh, this it's freezing terribly.
if you need to take, like, 2 minutes to restart and rejoin, you can totally do that. Like, if that will help. I don't know if that will help because I know you're not at your I don't think you're where you normally are because you don't have your Jennifer chair and you don't have your thing. You don't have your tapestry, about you. So, I don't know if she how much of that she heard. She probably heard some of it. But, back to the ex, as I am engaged with you, the viewers. Um, you I realized that very quickly that there was some jealousy issues happening that just because you didn't want me to be around these people because of how they can make me laugh, that's very telling because me as the person that I am, I would rather you be around people that I know that like care about you or like you genuinely have a connection with because that's one of the things as a husband, as a partner being married that has taught me is like I don't you shouldn't care who you're like they go hang out with people unless like that's a toxic person that person's bad. I don't there's obviously stipulations here. But none of, like, the red flag, like, narcissist kind. Is she back? Are we back?
Can you see me
Possibly.
now?
I can't. You're so freezing, and it makes me so sad. It makes me so sad. But it's okay. We'll
Oh,
figure it out. We'll figure it out.
hello?
Oh,
Hello?
no. Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me? Hello? This is so great. This is so great.
I can hear you. I
You
can hear
can?
you. Yes, I can hear
Yay!
you.
Okay, you're starting to move better, like, yay! This is good, this is good. Okay, so, as I was saying, um, when you when the person that you're with starts to take, uh, issue with the people that you're hanging out with because of how they make you feel, like, how they make you laugh, I was saying that that's the type of people that I want my partner to be around. Like, I
Right.
want them to be around people who are their friends and who make them feel comfortable and safe and things like that. Despite some of the maybe slightly homophobic jokes I was getting, it wasn't out of malice. It was just because they were dudes and they thought it was funny.
Mhm.
So, like, it was never out of malice. And I took issue with the fact that he was like, "Well, they're making you laugh and you just look happy to be around these people." I'm like, "Be as opposed to what?
Mhm.
How how else should I feel? Like, make it make sense." And that was a really big struggle. So, like, when he moved here, it was September. So, fast forward 3 months, we are in December, right? So, my boss at the time knew I was a big video game player and was
Right.
like reached out to my boyfriend, my ex, and was like, "Hey, Roger has a lot of games. I wanna buy him a game for Christmas. Don't worry about the price. Tell me what games, like, he would like." And you know what my ex said? "I don't know. I would have to ask him." And that
What?
makes no sense because we shared the same gaming library, we both had the same wish list. Makes no sense. He coulda got a twofer for that deal, okay? He coulda got a game that him and I both would have wanted to play. But what does he do? Instead, he decides to snub my boss, which I know because my boss was a very good-looking man.
Right.
Shout out to you, JL. My boss was a very good-looking man. My ex was good looking too, but for some strange reason, he felt threatened by this man. I don't know why. To this day, still don't understand it because I'm not like that. That's not the type of person that I am.
Right.
A, I don't cheat, and B, I don't shit where I eat. That
Right.
ain't.
Exactly.
I learned that lesson the hard way with an ex. Okay, I got to take over his
Yeah.
rest. Yeah, I got to take
Did
over
he
his
have any
rest.
insecurities? Even though you said that the both of them were very attractive, did he have any insecurities about himself? For him to, you know, t you know, for him to think that way, to
I
think
mean,
that there was a problem?
I mean, you
Oh,
know,
oh, okay.
yeah, yeah. So it's like, and and
Okay. Okay.
and to me, this is how I feel about it, okay? It's the motion of the ocean, okay?
Mhm. Okay.
It's not the size of the boat, okay? Because I've been
Mm-mm,
on both
definitely
ends
not.
of the experience to where the bigger it is, the worse they've performed, to where
Yeah.
average size has been more than enough to get
Have
the
your
job
toes
done.
curled.
Okay? Like toe curling, eye rolling, like, "Rah," okay? And so it's like that's something that you can't that's not a go work out and get sexier. That is something you just have to come to terms with as coming from a man. You have to come to terms with that. Okay? Like you got to come to terms with that. And that's
Mhm.
something that, like, you can't help somebody, like, adjust to, like, they either accept it or they don't. And I for the life of me, just don't understand
Right.
why it was an issue. So then, those things came up. Fast forward 4 more months, okay, and we've been fighting, like, the entire time. It is not great at all because he is so insecure. He thinks I'm sleeping with my coworkers. Every time that there is some type of, like, outing or something like that, it was bad. So let's fast forward to December of 2017. We've been together a year now because we signed a lease together and we couldn't break that lease. We had a two-bedroom apartment. It was okay. We still slept in the same bed, but it was very much like we did not it was very clear we did not want to be together. But like Christmas rolls around and he's all we had a really big fight, and he's like,
Right.
I'm just so sorry, and blah 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 blah, and like showed like an emotional side that was not very common for him. And I saw it, and I'm like, you know what? That's fine. We started, doing the duty again, and like it was good. It
Mhm.
was great. I have a holiday party with the company that I work for, the firm at the time. While we're eating dinner or about to like get
Right.
served dinner, the founder stands up, makes a little speech, and my ex is talking during the speech. Mind you, there's only like 25 of us at this table, so if somebody is talking, you're gonna hear it. Like it's not, especially if everyone else is quiet and there's one person trying to do a speech and that other person is talking, it's you're gonna hear it. So he goes, "Your name," we'll call him Steve for all intents and purposes. Got a confidentiality, protect the victims. Um, you, Steve, you're
Okay.
talking. Could you be quiet while I'm talking? Because I'm trying to do. I was so happy. I was so happy. And then you went away, and now you're back, and now you're frozen again. Your internet is the death of us this evening. I will come out and I will say it now. Your internet is like, it's Friday. What are y'all doing? You're
Oh my
not supposed to be here on a Friday. But this isn't bad though. Considering this is like our fourth or fifth, or like no, I think this is like our sixth episode now of you and me, the Reloaded. Like for us to just now start having these technical difficulties and we hadn't had them yet, kudos to us.
God.
Kudos. I mean, I've had some technical difficulties, but you have not had the ones that I have had. So, these are good things to happen. These are good things to happen. So, my ex gets offended that he was called out and starts trash talking as the food comes and everyone else is talking. So I'm sitting here, okay? So this is head of table where my ex is sitting at the other head. I'm sitting here, and I got two other coworkers sitting on the side of here, okay? Those two other
Uh-huh.
coworkers that I was sitting across lived in the same apartment complex as me and my ex did. And we carpooled to work quite a lot. Shout out to CD if you're watching. So we arguing, me and my ex, at the table with my coworkers, whom are also my friends at this point because I've known them long enough. I've been to baby showers. We've experienced a lot together because there's only 20 of us, and there's only 20 of us because the spouses come. There's only 10 of us that actually work there. So he's sitting there saying, I'm not gonna stay because they took us to a show afterwards, at the Peace Center in Greenville just for us to see the Nutcracker. And they were gonna take us to a show after dinner, and that's why we had to get through eating dinner. He goes, "I'm just gonna go home after this." And I'm like, "They've already bought you a ticket. Like, you why are you acting like this? You were clearly talking when this man was talking. Have your grievances," and I had my grievances with them, but the man wasn't wrong. You should have just shut up. We're this is like a $3,000 dinner we're going to. Okay? Like, shut the fuck up and let's eat this food and go to this 350 ticket show because we're sitting like right up on stage basically. Like we'll be able to see the brand of shoes that these costume makers are wearing. These people are performing in. So like he's just in there running his mouth. And he goes, I'm gonna go home, but I'll come back and get you when the show is over. I looked him dead in his eye and I was like, hang on a second. Looked right across the way, looked right at my friend. I was like, can you take me home tonight after the show? And she's like, "Of course I will," because they're listening to us argue. Like the four
Oh my
coworkers that
God.
were at our end of the table are listening to us just go at it. Okay, just go at it. And
Oh
the
my
one that's
God.
sitting next to me is like, "You are wild. Like you are wild." And so I was like, "Thank you." So I looked back at my ex and I was like, "No, I'm good. You can just go home and stay there."
Oh my God.
And that that was that was wild, because he got up in the middle, like, we made it through. He didn't say anything else. And you know me, I decided to go ahead and start a whole nother conversation with the other 4 people sitting at the table that could hear
Um,
us, and he sat there in silence for the next 30 minutes while we finished our food. Mhm,
the
mhm.
nerve, the audacity of him.
The
The
gall,
hell?
the gumption! And then we go to I walk out the restaurant to walk to, the theater, and he tries to give me a hug and a kiss, like, "Okay, well, I'll come get you. Just text me when the show's about over." And I just, like, pushed him away because he was taller
Mhm.
than I was. He's 6'2". So he's taller. I was like, "You're not gonna hug me. You're not gonna kiss me, and
Oh,
I
wow.
told you you're gonna stay home. I don't need you to come back and get me. Have fun getting home." And we just walked off, and I just left him standing there. Mhm, mhm. Yes, yes. So that was my embarrassing moment. And then yeah. So then what happens is I get home. My coworker's like, "Do you need to come sleep on our couch? Are you sure you're gonna be okay?" He was mad. I was like, "I wish the motherfucker would lay his hands on me. I I wish he would.
Ah,
I wish he would. Because I don't believe in violence. I'm a diplomat at heart, damn it. I will want to talk my way out of anything all the time. But being a
yeah, because 'cause you're not
diplomat
about that life.
Okay, but being a diplomat does not mean that when you put your hands on me, I'm still gonna try to talk you out of it. That just means you've decided
Right.
you wanna communicate in a much more physical way. We can get down with that. I just like to fight. That's the problem. So when I
Yeah,
start, it's really hard for me to stop because I'm gonna
yeah,
tell you to get up, and then I'm gonna put you back on the ground. And I'm gonna tell you to get up again, and they're gonna repeat that a few times until someone
yeah.
taps me out or you decide you don't want to get back up.
Yeah, that's the Aries in you.
It really is.
Fiery.
It
Yeah.
is. I throw hands in a heartbeat. And so I was like, I'm gonna be fine. I'm not worried about that guy. I'm not worried about it at
Right.
all. The worst he's gonna do, he's gonna be sulking when I get there. And I'm gonna have to deal with that. So I get home, I open the door because I'm lit at this point because
Mm.
there's a bar at the theater. So the 4 people that were on the end with me bought me a whole bottle of Moscato to
Oh my
myself.
gosh.
I got a I literally carried around a bottle of Moscato, and while we were in the theater, I drank 1 bottle for the first part of the show. We went to, what is it called? When a show in the theater goes on break? Intermission. We went on intermission, and they're like, "Would you like another bottle?" And I was like, "I ain't driving, so yeah, I want another bottle." So I'm 2 bottles of Moscato in when I get home. And what is he doing? He's sitting there sulking on the couch as expected. And he was like, "How was the show?" And I was like, "You should have gone.
Mhm.
I don't understand why you're being this way." He was clearly being disrespectful to me. I don't understand why you just didn't keep your mouth shut and say sorry and we could have bitched about it when we got home.
Yeah.
Because again, I had grievances with the man, but he was not wrong in what he corrected you on. And you have to respect that. Like, you can't you especially, again, paying for this nice ass dinner, taking us to a nice ass show. You can't be like that. And that was his thing, was that
Mm-mm.
everyone should be like everyone, when he acts like that, people should be like, "Oh, well, he clearly knows what he's doing, and I should clearly listen to him and I should apologize." Like, he was that type of guy. Like, when he was minorly inconvenienced or he felt disrespected, you had to address it immediately. Despite if you got disrespected, despite the fact that he probably brought that onto himself, he still wanted the apology. He was always the victim. And that was the last time he got to
Mhm.
do that. Last time we got to do that. So we
Oh
broke
my
up,
god.
and while he is at work, me and my coworker are packing my car and getting all of my stuff out. He comes back from
Oh,
work early to see we're about three-fourths of the way done. He tries to call the cops on me for the PlayStation, saying I stole the PlayStation. That didn't pan out because I had the receipt to prove that I didn't steal the PlayStation because I purchased it. It was attached to my bank account. It's my card. It's my PlayStation. Okay. Tried to keep my phone from me, which is funny because even we never got on the same
gosh.
phone plan. We were still on separate phone plans. As I'm moving stuff out, he's texting all of my friends and coworkers, aside from the coworker that's helping me move, that Roger's a piece of shit, that he does this, he does that.
Right.
He's been cheating on me. He's been having he's been doing all sorts of stuff, talking about I was on drugs and that something was wrong with me and he needs everyone's help to like help me and like get help. Locked me out of the
That's so
apartment.
sad.
Like, he barricaded the apartment door, so when I went to go open with the key, I couldn't open it because I didn't realize he had taken my phone. So when I went to go back in the apartment, he had barricaded the door, so I kicked the door.
God.
I kicked the door down and went in and got my phone and left. And, like, at that time, my coworker that lived there, her and her husband her husband came back with me, okay? That was the
Right.
funniest shit I'd ever seen. Because when
Oh
he
my
came
god.
back with me, he was like 6'3", 6'4", so he was taller than my ex was.
Right.
So when he went to go talk shit, my coworker's husband stepped around the corner and his shit talking quickly stopped.
Stop. Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, you shouldn't have just I'd have came and opened the door." I was like, "You shouldn't have fucking barricaded it."
Exactly.
Like,
What?
what are we? 5? And he was 4 years older than I was at the time. So like I I think about it a lot when I think about bad ex stories because it was really bad. We went through the breakup. He spent like 2 weeks like trying to convince everybody he could, all of my friends he had met, anybody that he could talk to about me, that I was on drugs, I was doing this, that I had HIV.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Craziest, crazy, crazy, crazy thing. One of my coworkers, um, she went along with it. Like she went like because I was there with her. And I was like, let's see how far this goes. It's like let's see what crazy shit he can spin and try to make you believe it. I was reading it and I was like, this is why. Like why do you feel some type of way? I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand it. And I don't know. I'm a firm believer in that karma's a bitch because in the time that him and I broke up, he lost a
Oh
job,
yeah.
got a new job, lost that job, and come to find out he was actually cheating on me like the last like 5 months of our relationship. So through the whole so, I found out that the guy he was cheating on me with had went over to the apartment while I was at the theater watching the show to console him on his issues and how he felt. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Shady
Oh my
shit.
god.
I almost beat his ass just for that, and I was like, "I can't blame you." Like, I can't. I dated the guy. Like, I can understand how you liked him, so I can't blame you. I hold no hard feelings here. Had to get my Aries in check real quick.
Oh my god. Roger, that was horrible.
But, it's funny because I broke up with him 5 months later, moved to Raleigh in 20 so this was in 2018. Broke up with him, moved to Raleigh.
Uh-huh.
Moved to Raleigh like 10 months later. Moved to Raleigh like 10 months later. Got here in October. 3 months later, I met my husband, and we were both like, we both just got out because he had just got out of, like, a really bad relationship too. So, like, around the same time that I did. And so we both when we met, we were like, "It's been about a year or so since we were in these bad relationships. So, you know, we're just gonna be this is just gonna be hookup. It's not gonna be a thing." Right. We slept together and then since January of 2019, maybe have spent 45 days apart. Maybe 45 days apart. And that includes this past year in 20 Christmas of 2024, he went to Taiwan for a week, 2 weeks and some change, a week and some change. So, like, that 45 days is that counts into that. So, it's funny because we've spent a lot of time like, we haven't spent, like, days apart, but yet we still hang out with different people. We still, like, do our own thing and, like, we don't we're just together all the time. We don't have to be together all the time. And
Right,
I even though my ex was really, like it was really bad, and we couldn't it it did, like, some trauma. It also taught me to appreciate the good things about relationships and, like, taught me what I should really look for and should really want and, like, try to be better about it. And,
right.
it all happens for a reason.
Yeah, yeah,
It really do. It really, really do. But
yeah,
I I think more people should like, if it's not working, you should just stop it from working. Like, if you've tried to make it work and it's not working, you really need to stop trying to make it work because
yeah, just
clearly it's a compatibility issue.
yeah. Just sit down and have a conversation, you know? Just say, "Look, this is not gonna work. It's, we let's just end this, and, I wish you well, but unfortunately, sometimes, especially, again, going back to my situation, I was in my mid-20s and he was older. So I don't know if it's just is that is that the case where it kinda happens that way when it's like they're older?
Well, and I also like I think there's some like when I see most of the time, this isn't always the case. Most of the time, when the older guy is trying to date a younger guy or girl, it's
Uh-huh.
because the people in their age range can't handle their immaturity.
Oh,
And
yeah.
because they're dating somebody younger, it doesn't come across as immature. It comes across as being like, "Oh, they're an adult. They know what they want." Like they're just unapologetically themselves. And it's like, "No. No." And that's why like I never had a serious relationship with any of like the I call them older, but I am that old guy now. I'm fucking
Yeah.
37. So like I am that old guy now. But it's like for me it's different because I I don't I don't I don't date. Like so when I see people my age trying to date people that are like 12 years younger than them, I'm like and I say people my age, I didn't say friends my age. Let's be clear on that because there's a
Yeah.
reason why they ain't friends with people their age. And like cuz
Mhm.
those like I said, I caught those red flags. I was like there's a difference between being unapologetically you and you saying I am who I am, which is the most narcissistic toxic line that I ever hear because it's like, "Oh, you believe that you are who you are and you don't got anything to work on." That is, that is not the tea. That is not the case. That is not what you that's n that's n mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. You should not say, "I am who I am." because who you are, good or not, always there's always improvement, there's always bad traits, there's always things you can
Mhm.
work on. And 9 times out of the 10, when it says I am who I am, it's usually
Yeah.
after they've done something crazy and they want to play victim for it, or they're trying to justify whatever tomfoolery
Yeah.
that
Oh, yeah.
they have done to their ex. Like, I on the flip side of exes, I've seen some crazy people. Like, the have you seen the, video of the girl trying to set her ex's car on fire, and she sets it on fire, but she's too close to it, so it, like, blows her up? If I gotta find it, I gotta find it. I'll have to send it to you when we're done. I have to send it to you when
Yeah, I
we're
need
done.
to see that.
But it is wild. Here, I'm gonna see if I can find it. I'm gonna see if I can find it while we're doing this. It's wild, and, like, to me, it's like, that's the problem. Like, that's a whole nother part of it is that when people do want to have that conversation with people who are not mature enough to handle it, it ends like that. Like, "Imma bust the windows out your car," and it's like, "No." They want nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Okay, you broke up, it's not working, let them go on about their life. You think you acting like this is going to make them what? Take you back? You think you slashing them tires or damaging their property?
That's crazy.
It's not cute. Now, I still don't condone it, but at least if they cheat on you or do something crazy, like give you the clap or something and you do it, at least you're justified. At least it's like, well,
Yeah.
you did something to me, so Imma do something to you. I mean, a burn for a burn.
Yeah.
Excuse Oh god, Friday night. This is not the normal Thursday night. This is Friday night, y'all, and it's that time. So, y'all be ready for it. But, like, people who just do I saw something else where this chick showed up to her ex's house, and her ex still lived with his mom, which they were both 22, so it's like, that makes sense, that's okay, and she wouldn't leave, and his mama had to come out there and get involved and call the cops and have her, like, trespass
Oh my
because
god.
they broke up, and she was like, "No, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna work it out. We're gonna make it work." And I'm
Basically
like
forcing forcing a relationship.
and that's like to me, that's like when people try to save their marriage by having a child. You
That
were
just
trying to
doesn't
trap
work.
You're trying to trap people, like, that doesn't make any sense to me, and I for the life of me, just don't
No.
understand how you can be like that, or how you think it's okay to act some type of way when you break up, like, it's one thing to go from being like, "Well, meh, 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 and meh, 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 meh," and have the back and forth of like he said, she said, this is why the breakup took place, to take it to a whole nother level of I'm gonna slash your tires and I'm gonna stalk you at work and I'm gonna make things very uncomfortable for you. And I'm like, that's not
Yeah, because I couldn't have that conversation with the crazy delusional ex of mine. And when I left, I called my brother, and I knew when my brother came to help me move things out of the house, I knew that he wasn't going to do anything because my brother, first of all, would have stomped his ass. And
uh-huh.
so,
Mud hole.
oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Oh yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
yes, of course I was being petty because everything that I bought up in that house I took with me, even the toilet paper. So it was just
Wipe your ass with them coffee filters.
exactly. No, no, I took those too. So
you you better get that good old
was
paper
petty.
towel.
Yes, I was petty as hell. I bought it hell. But but yeah, I couldn't have a conversation with him like that. And then too, he was stalking me on at my new job, so I had to even tell my boss, what happened. And so he did come up there, and my boss was like, "Look, you're trespassing. I'm gonna have to call the police. And Jennifer will press charges against you if you don't leave." And so my boss, he understood, and walked me to my car every day. So eventually, we didn't see him and found out that he was fired from his
Mm.
job because he
He's too
was busy
busy,
trying to figure out what I was doing. It's crazy.
and you just have to like sit there and think about how many women that happens to, and
Mm,
how unsafe it makes them feel, because it's violence is violence, man, woman, whatever, right? Psycho behavior is psycho behavior.
right.
Like, you're men stalking women, trying to figure out what they're doing when they break up, showing up at their places of business, and like, that's just as crazy as a woman trying to set her ex's car on fire because they
Yeah.
broke up and he don't want to be there. And we failed somewhere as a society to teach people that it's okay for people to want to go their separate
Yeah.
ways. That it's okay for people to be like, "Hey, this isn't working." And if you did your relationship right, it wasn't a waste of time because you
Right.
learned something. If people who say their relationships were a waste of time, you were probably part of the problem as
Right.
well.
Right.
Because if you didn't learn anything from it, or if there was not at least some good to take away from it, you got into that relationship knowing those two things. So if you knew that nothing good was going to come out of it, and all you had in common was not enough, because I firmly believe you can love somebody, but love isn't enough.
Mm,
That's not it. Love is love is acts of service. Love is
right.
compromise.
Mhm.
Love, it's what moves us along.
Right.
Shout out to Maroon 5. But like, it's what moves us along, and to be able to compromise, and to be able to understand that, hey, though this didn't work out, we had good times. I don't have regrets about this. I'm a firm believer in that if you do, like I said, you do have those issues about, your time being wasted in that relationship, or your you feel that you weren't the problem. That's how this whole relationship series started, is you might be the problem. I didn't do that on purpose, I swear. I just made that all up from the top of my head. I didn't do that on purpose. But like, I'm a firm believer that if you feel that
Sorry.
you
I know.
oh, I
Oh my
love you
God.
so much. I love you
I love you too.
so much. So much. I believe, to tie this whole relationship business up, folks, and like to tie it all together, there's three takeaways I have from this. One, communicate. Most relationships can survive, or at least come to a mutual understanding to end, if you just communicate. Number
Mhm.
two, you have to listen.
Right.
You got to
Right.
listen. As much as you have to talk, or as much as you
Yes.
have to say, you also have to listen to what your partner says, because you're not perfect.
Right. Mhm.
And three, you might be part of the problem if you don't oblige by number one and number two. If
Yeah.
you think that all they should do is listen to you, and you think that you don't have to listen to anything that they say, or that you aren't the issue, or you don't do anything wrong, that you try to do all of this. Even with my crazy ex, there was a lot of things I did wrong with that. I put up with it way too long. hmm Put up with it way too long. And I also didn't listen when
Yeah.
he did say things that were valid, because I am again, I like to fight. So once I'm past the point of talking, I get petty, and I get petty very quickly, because it's a lot cheaper for me to be petty than me to like punch somebody in the face.
Mhm.
So I just be petty, and I would just be taking I would do things out of spite, And I didn't listen to those things 'cause it's like, "Oh, you
Mhm.
deserve it." And it's like, that's not how that should be. You gotta find that time to, like, reflect. Now you being petty and taking the toilet paper and everything you bought, that's a level of petty we all aspire to be. Like, that was that was some good stuff right there. So, you did all the right things. But for the things that most people do that are petty, like I did being a jackass, or, stalking people, or, setting the damaging property, like, I know we didn't we're talking about exes,
Right.
but I wanna talk about people who are in toxic relationships again for a second, 'cause we have to wait for Keone to come back and turn this off anyways. So, we just gotta be right here until he comes and turns it off. Um, but one of the things that always confuses me is people who, like, the I'll use girlfriends because boyfriends do this too, but I'll use girlfriends example. They get so mad that their boyfriend is gaming and they damage their console, or like they find a way to like wipe their like game data and like undo all their saves and like all of their progress, all because they're not paying attention to them. And I'm like, that's a red flag. But also, wouldn't you rather them be there gaming in the house with you and like not, what they're doing, not out and about gallivanting and going to the clubs and doing all these things, and you're gonna do that? I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. I know that's a
Mm,
very
Roger, no, it's a matter of them again, like you said, there's communication. Let's have a talk about this. I understand that you love the game, but we need to have our time, you know? And if you come to a compromise and say, yeah, let as long as I'm we can spend some time together, you're not always gaming, um, then have at it. But as long as you have that open communication about it, and if she's good with it, and y'all spend that time, you talk about it and y'all spend that time together, then you don't have to worry about those things.
mhm.
But we're not going to understand that just because you're there and we're not worried about you being out in the street and all that. No, that's something
Ooh.
that's something you two going to have to talk about as far as us spending time together, not you always gaming. That's going to be a problem.
I can feel that. I can feel that because it does. It requires that communication. Like, and to me, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, it goes back to like you getting to know this person. You know that they play video games. So you already
Right.
know that if you want this to work, you're going to have to establish some type of communication or boundary that, okay, this is your time to do this. And then we can have our time. And then you can go back to doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I just want our time. And, make sure, because I think with a lot of people, like to the flip side of this, like to be on your side about it, is like a lot of people, a lot of these grown ass men playing video
Mm-hmm.
games don't like participate in keeping the house in an orderly fashion. They don't do dishes. They don't take out the trash. They don't pick up after themselves. They don't do laundry. And it's like, boo boo, if you're gonna play video games in this house with us, you're gonna contribute to keeping the house clean. Like, I'm not gonna clean up after you. Sure, we can have our time together, but I ain't gonna feel like doing anything with our time. I'm gonna be tired when our
Mm-hmm.
time comes around. I'm gonna be mad at you when our time comes around because I've spent the day picking up after you, cooking your food or doing your laundry and cleaning up and things like this. When you could, if you took some time away from gaming, you can come help me do it. It'd be done quicker, and I can enjoy my time. You can enjoy your time, and then we can enjoy our time too. And I don't like those are the things that get me is like how grown ass men can just be that way because mm-mm, mm-mm, I got responsibilities. I know I do. It gives me anxiety when I play too many video games or play video games for too long because I'm like, oh, I have adult responsibilities. I gotta get to those.
Mhm.
Like, I can't not be doing that. Like, I've got to be able to, you know, not have anxiety playing video games because I do my adult responsibilities. And what my contribution to the chores and the maintenance and upkeep of my house or apartment. And that would give me anxiety. I don't understand how
Mhm.
I don't
Right.
understand how people go, especially in relationships. If you're single and living by yourself, you do what you do, uh, because that's on you. But you living with a whole
Mhm.
ass other person, and like even with me and my husband living with two dudes, we're pretty clean two dudes. You know, like we do what we can when we can do it. We also have a dog and a cat, so it's like there's a lot of
Mhm.
things we have to keep clean because if not, that dog and the cat are gonna get into it. Um,
Right.
but yeah, that's how I feel
Mhm.
about that because I think going as far as like destroying other people's property, like going back to like the main point of being like you're gonna destroy their console or their PC, or you're going to wipe their save and their progress data. That's malicious. Like I can understand you needing your time and like you making your point, but you don't have to make your point that way. If you have to get to that point, like to that feeling where you have to do something that
Mhm.
drastic, it's probably not worth having the conversation because all it's going to respond with is animosity, and you're gonna have to let it go. You're gonna have to get over it because y- there's no way that you can come back to have a good relationship after you've done something like that to somebody. Because I know that even with like
No, of course not.
the most forgiving person is not gonna be like, okay, I forgive you. Because I know a lot of passionate gamers, and I know that, like, I would be devastated if something happened to, like, my save data or anything like that. Like, I would be absolutely, like, devastated if something happened to that. And to think that something could
Mhm.
not my husband would never, because he's a big gamer too. He would never do that to me. But just to think
Mhm.
that something like that could happen, mm-mm.
That's crazy.
Mm-mm. I just I
Yeah.
wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Um,
Mm-mm.
where I'm gonna be like, Mr. Keone, you gotta come. You gotta come. Come on. We're getting to the end of the show here, Bubba. Like, oh, okay. To get political for just one moment, if I may, if I will, because we have a platform and we have it for a reason. For however many X of people are watching, release the files. It does not matter who's in them. It does not matter how much you may like the people that are in them. Release them. Burn it all to the ground. I don't care who it is. I don't I don't I don't Oprah could be in there, Leonardo DiCaprio could be in there, Ryan Reynolds could be in there, and I'd be like, string them up by their ankles. Let's go. I don't have to, we're at that point. We're at that point, people. Like it's not it this is not a game anymore. Like, if they get away with this, they're gonna get away with murder, and
Mhm.
we can't have that. And, you know what I'm grateful for? That I don't have a Bill Clinton Bible or T-shirt that I have to burn or sell because I decided I was not in a cult. And that's my
Mhm.
political stance for the night, my political statement, is that release the files and let the cards fall as they do. If it means the if it means the end of a lot of things, then that is in
Mhm.
fact what will happen, and
Mhm.
we as society will do better. But you can't be we don't mm-mm. We got to be on the right side of history of this. And if you for the folk
Mhm.
out there
Mhm.
that are fans of the Orange Menace, you have two choices at this point in time. You can admit that this is wrong and that he needs to be held accountable just the way that you want everyone else that he tells you needs to be held accountable. Or you take the other path and you go full blown protect the man. And if you do that, I had what grain of respect that I would have is gone. Because if you're willing to do that, there's no conversations to be had. There's no further dialogue that needs to go on. You've made it very clear what side you stand on. And guess what? You know who's not in all those files? Drag queens, gay people, trans people. Not a single one, but there are a lot of billionaires in there, though. A lot of rich people, a lot of famous people, a lot of straight Christian people. We ain't got time. We ain't got time for that. And that's my soapbox about that. My few minutes to say my piece about what we got going on here. So, with that being said, what are you doing this weekend?
Mhm.
Did you
You're
hear me?
frozen.
Oh no, are you frozen or am I frozen?
I'm here. To the rhythm of the night, dancing till the
The
morning
morning
light. Forget
light.
about the worries on your mind. You can leave it all behind.
Ah! Yes, yes. God, I love hearing you sing. It makes me so happy. I had no idea you could sing. I genuinely am still kind of starstruck by that. Not gonna lie. Like that you can sing. Okay. What you need to do is that video I took of you at you know where, okay? You need to take that video and put it into clips. So
Roger,
you're
you
back.
just went away. You went away. You went away this time.
I was here. I was here the entire time. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what you talking about,
what's,
Willis.
what's in that? What's in that glass? That jar of yours?
She's empty now, girl. I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing in there.
Look, you're not sick this week.
Thank God, girl, because I gotta get on that good airplane next Monday.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oh, be out. Take me to the Midwest. Huh? I get to go to Nebraska. That's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. What are you doing this weekend? I know you and I are going to see each other Sunday at
Sunday.
the thing. But what are you doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow is my monthly trip to BJ's. Got to stock up for the month for the girls and my son. And I felt bad because I know I talk a lot about the girls, but I do have a son.
I do have a son. Just
Yeah,
casually throwing that out there. I do have
yeah,
a son. If he's watching the show, I just want you to know that
yeah,
I know I'm saying you exist.
yeah, yeah. I do have a son. But yeah, and just spend some time with the girls, and then I'm gonna work on some content for my platforms.
Yes. You need to take that video I was saying before it cut out. You need to take the video of you that I recorded of you singing at the place you know where and cut up some clips and post that.
I did post the video of me singing.
You did?
I did.
I didn't get tagged in it, so I have to go find it.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's all right because I wanted to see it because I wanted to share it because you can sing because it's so funny. that the beginning of that, which I don't think I caught the beginning of it, you saying that I'm not Whitney Houston. I'm like, could have fooled me, girl. Like,
No, I didn't want people to expect me to bring it out like her because every artist is different. You know, you have other
yeah,
artists that sing their other artists' songs. So, but yeah.
but you handled it. You nailed it. You did so good. I was sitting there
Well,
like
thank
me
you.
and
Thank
Lynn were like,
you.
hey.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That reminds me of that Beyonce song.
You know what? You know what's funny? I literally almost got up and left this office and forgot that you guys were here.
Don't you
You guys,
worry.
what?
I was watching. I was like, it's a good 9:23. I'm gonna need to text him.
Nah, I was. Did she just bail? Did she just bail, or is it her Boost Mobile internet again?
It's her Boost Mobile internet,
Oh
and
my
that's what
god!
it's like her Boost. Not even her Boost Mobile. It's like her Timu. Okay,
Trump
her
Trump cut off her food stamps, and now her damn internet don't work.
damn
Hell, I wish I did get food
food
stamps. Yeah.
stamps.
Yeah. All right,
Yes,
y'all.
especially I gotta go
Huh?
to BJ's tomorrow. Hell.
Did she say
Uh,
DJs or she got to go to BJ's? Whoa.
BJ's.